welcome to the CFS webinar. It's great to have you all here. I am your host, Dean Holmes. I'd love to introduce Andrew, who works at CFS. So he's our Edge implementation manager. So Andrew's kindly come along today to share his insights in terms of the transition that has happened, as well as how to get the most out of the software going forward, both for you individually and then how it will work with us at Absolute Wealth Advisors as well. So I'll hand over to Andrew in a moment. As a little bit of background from Absolute Wealth's perspective, we've been in partnership with Colonial First State, where they've been a supporter of our business in terms of providing the wrap platforms that you have experienced in the past and the Edge version that you will experience in the future. And as of today, the CFS business has gone through a lot of changes, which Andrew will touch on as well. But it's separated management-wise from the CBA now and is once again a standalone company. When I first started in finance 20 years ago, CFS was a standalone company and it had a little bit of ownership by the Commonwealth Bank during that period as well. And so it's a private company, but it's part owned by private equity and part owned by the CBA. The great thing that we've experienced over the time is the change in management through this transition, and also how they're actually investing in the platform now, whereas in the past there was not as much investment in the future. And so what we want to do today is just bring you along the journey in learning how to use this software for your benefit. Not all of our clients log in to the platform to see their valuation and things like that, but going forward, our clients will have to log in more to do actions. And this is all about our cybersecurity requirements as well in terms of access to your account. We're finding that it's going to be more important in the future for you to access the platform to be able to authorize withdrawals, contributions, trades, and also some fee consents as well. All of these things will be done online. So I'll hand it over to Andrew to get us started in terms of the presentation.
Thanks, Dean, and appreciate the kind intro. And good morning, everyone, and thanks for having me this morning. It's a pleasure to be here today. I'll just share my screen with you. Mentioned he's just asked me to pop in today and give everyone a bit of an update in terms of where CFS is now as a business, but also a quick update on the transfer, and just to highlight a couple of key things that you'll now be able to do via the CFS Edge platform, given the new technology that you'll have access to. So just to firstly echo Dean's point around where CFS is actually at as a business. So it's a business that has a lot of history. You're probably familiar with the brand name, given your long-term association. But we're really privileged to, even though we were previously under the bank ownership, as Dean mentioned, and the bank still does own a minority share in our business. We were recently purchased with a majority shareholding by a private equity firm, and that's actually given us a lot of power to actually innovate at pace in the market. And what that means is that we can deliver really efficient tech solutions for our advisors to use, which would then benefit our end clients. So really looking forward to joining you guys on the journey with CFS Edge, which I'm sure you've probably had some exposure to already, given the transfer now happened a few weeks ago. Just to highlight, I guess, a couple of key points around the transfer itself. So as you can see on a few points on screen, CFS has safely, securely, and accurately transferred approximately 55,000 client accounts from our old First Wrap platform into CFS Edge. And that happened over a 3-day or 4-day period over the Easter long weekend. And overall, it was a very successful transfer, and we're really happy with how everything actually went. As of the third day of the transfer, which was the Sunday, Easter Sunday on the 20th of April, all accounts had actually already transferred across, and we were able to reconcile all of that data to 100%, which is really important in the context of transferring a platform to ensure that the data is all really accurate. And then as of Tuesday, the 22nd of April, CFS Edge went live for all of you who now had access to the brand new platform. In terms of a couple of key benefits of the platform, so first and foremost, your advisors and yourselves as our clients do now have access to the newest and most dynamic wealth platform that's available in the market today. So for context there, it's actually the newest wealth platform in the market and the most recent addition for 10 years. So when you think about how far technology's come in a 10-year period, I think that speaks volumes around what you have access to today versus what you actually had access to previously within the first wrap platform. Just in terms of, I guess, allowing your advisors to invest your portfolios more effectively, Edge does allow your advisors to run your investment portfolios and make more, I guess, efficient investment decisions on your behalf by using the Sage Managed Accounts suite. So that's a really important point. And I guess a key example of that would be if a change needs to be made to the underlying portfolio, that can happen very, very quickly, as opposed to what you would have experienced previously, which may have been a longer drawn out experience there. The Edge platform was designed with cybersecurity at its core, given where we're at in this day and age, with the potential for cybersecurity risk issues. You can now be confident that you have access to industry-leading cybersecurity technology, which is highly secured with multi-factor authentication. And in terms of the experience that you'd actually have when logging in, so the client portal is very data rich. You'll actually have access, and I'll be able to show you some key examples today, but you'll have access to all of your account information on your screen when you log in. You can generate on-screen reporting. You can also generate your own PDF reports separately. And you're then also able to use the online portal to authorize any changes that your advisors ask of you. And again, I'll show you a quick example of how that would work today. Before we jump into a bit of a demonstration though, just wanted to highlight, I guess, the initial login process. So I'm sure some of you probably have already logged into the platform. For those who maybe haven't, what you may have noticed between the 22nd and the 24th of April, you would have received 3 emails from CFS Edge. So the first one would have been confirming that the transfer was successful. And we also included a pretty comprehensive user guide that you can use as a reference point to actually help you navigate around your client portal. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'll show you what that looks like, and it'd be a really good resource for you to have a quick look through. You would have then received your username for CFS Edge for the client portal, and then the third email would have been a link to create your password. And then, of course, once you've created your password, you would have been able to use your phone number, your SMS for multi-factor authentication to then log into the platform. So this is what the login screen would have looked like. So you're able to input your username up the top, input your password, and then log into the system. For anyone maybe who hasn't logged in just yet, if the initial link has actually expired, no issues at all there. You can simply just navigate to investor.cfsedge.com.au, input your username up the top, and then you can also just hit the Forgot Password button. That's going to enable you to actually just do a password reset to then complete the steps to log into your account. So after you receive the 2FA code, you'd input that code here on this screen, click the submit button, and then that would take you through. Sorry, that was the initial login screen that I was talking about. So that's what the first step would look like. Then you input the 2FA code and then log you in. But if you had actually forgotten your password, this is where you would click the Forgot Password icon, simply enter your username here on this screen, which would have been given to you in that second email. and then hit the recover password icon. If for whatever reason you're unable to locate your username, you can simply call us on the number that you can see on screen, 1300 769 619, and one of our customer service representatives will be able to give you your username on the spot, and you can then use that to click the forgot password link and follow the steps to log in. And this is an example of what the email would look like if our service team actually sends you a forgot password email, which we can also do at your request. Separately to being able to log in online via your computer, you've also got access to the CFS Edge mobile app. So more of the actions that you'll be able to take will actually be done for the time being through the online login, but you can certainly use the mobile app to monitor your account balance on a daily basis and see all of your most recent account information. We are actually looking to add more controls through the mobile app in the not too distant future, which should actually enable you in future to be able to authorize actions from your advisor via the app as well. You will also need two-factor authentication to log into the app to keep your account even more secure. Wanted to just pop into a bit of a platform demonstration now of your client portal, show you some key points around how to navigate around the portal, access key bits of information, including your account number, super contribution, nomination details for your employer, how to quickly generate reports, and also where you would go to authorize any changes on your account should this be required of you. So what you can see on screen at the moment is the first screen that you would see after initially logging into your account. Where you've got multiple accounts, you can choose which one you want to have a look at and go straight into this screen here. I might just zoom in slightly. So this is your main dashboard that you would see when logging in. And if you scroll down, you've actually got a number of different widgets on your home screen, which you can customize according to how you want to view that. And you can also turn things on or off by clicking these buttons here after logging into it. Across the top of your login screen, you'll be able to actually toggle between the accounts that you hold, and this would change the data that shows on the home screen below. As you then progress across the tabs at the top of your screen, you'll start getting access to a lot more of your account information. So I'll show you how to download a report separately, but just in terms of what you actually have access to on screen, you'll be able to see your portfolio valuation. You'd be able to see your Sage managed account by clicking this drop down on your home screen. And as you progress through these tabs, you can also look at some performance information on your screen. Bearing in mind, this is demo data, so don't read too much into that. But if you click on the performance tab, you can modify the date ranges at the top of your screen, whether it's tax year to date or since inception. And this will show you how much you started with, how much you've deposited or withdrawn, and what your investment return is in both dollar and percentage terms. And you've actually got an interactive graph as well, so you can see how that balance changes over time as the market moves. You can then look at some calculations, and also if you're extremely detailed, you've got a more comprehensive view here where we would show you actually line by line all of the assets that you hold within the Sage SMA, and that can be expanded or contracted there as well. So you can definitely have a play around with your client login here. If you want to have a bit of fun, you can also even do some portfolio analysis, which shows you your asset diversification, global diversification, different sectors, and top 10 holdings, which gives you a bit of an overview regarding where you're invested. In terms of some other key bits of information, if your advisor creates any reports for you, they've got the ability to drop them into your documents folder, and you would actually be able to come into documents and download any report. Similarly, you can see that you've actually got this generate report icon or button on your screen. And if you want to look at your own reports, you can actually download them in PDF format as well. Once you hit the download button and generate, you'd see that the report's loading just below, and you can access that yourself. The documents folder is also where you would find your initial welcome letter. So if you haven't had a look at that yet, when you go into documents, it'll be sitting there as welcome letter. And if you open that up, within that welcome letter, that's where you'll have access to your super contribution nomination form, which is what you can give to your employer if you haven't yet done that, so that they can pay your super contributions into your CFS Edge account. That'll be all pre-populated for you, so you won't really have to fill anything in on that form. If you want to make any changes to some of your personal account details, you are able to do that as well. At the top of your screen, you've got a settings icon. You can see that your bank account will be available here. You'll also be able to access details to contribute into your account if you wanted to make any ad hoc super contributions. Under your My Details tab, you'll also have access to obviously the contact details that we've got available for you on screen. And on this screen, you're also able to manage your notification preferences. So by default, CFS Edge will send you a daily notification if there's any action required on your account, but a weekly notification if you've got important information or just an update for you. Those notifications will be sent out to the email address that you have on your file, and they'll simply trigger you to log in and view the action that might be required. So we don't share any of the account sensitive information via the email. It'll simply be directing you to log into the Edge portal to access any of that. If you find that maybe you don't want to be receiving notifications as frequently, you can actually edit the preferences and switch them off, or even change them to a weekly status. But just keeping in mind that if your advisor does send something to you that needs authority, that actually will come through to you via the notification system. So if you turn that off completely, you might not be notified unless your advisor has to reach out to you manually. So just keep that in mind as well when you're adjusting the preferences. In the event that you need to authorize something on your account, what you would find is that you'll get the email, as I mentioned. Once you log into the portal, you'll have a notification in the top right-hand corner through the bell, and it will tell you on this section here if something needs to be authorized, such as an ongoing service agreement or an update of a bank account, for example. And you'll come in here and you'll have a separate link once you click on the item that actually takes you to the administration tab. So if you're comfortable and you know you need to authorize something, you can actually just go straight into the administration tab, and any pending authorization will be sitting here, and you can easily click that through. And we've got straight through processing technology, which means once you process that item, it's active on your account straight away. Under product details, for your superannuation accounts, you'll be able to access your beneficiary details, so you can make sure that that's all up to date. For pension accounts, you'll be able to view your current pension arrangement and see all of the information around your pension payment schedule and payments that you've received in the past. Again, for superannuation accounts, you'll also be able to view your year-to-date contributions that you've made, and this screen will give you a full breakdown of all of the different contributions and their different types. So it'll specify if it's something that's come through from your employer or if it's something that you've added manually to your account. So as you can see, there's quite a lot that you can gather by logging into your client portal. Again, I'd certainly encourage you to have a bit of a play around with it, but also the user guide would have been sent to you in that initial email. So if you ever want a bit of further assistance, you can simply navigate through this guide. It tells you everything that you need to know about your client portal as well. And just move over to a bit of a Q&A. I haven't been able to monitor the Microsoft Teams chat, so I'm not sure if we've had some questions come through, Dean.
If there's any questions, we'd love to hear it now. If you got any, if they're particular to your situation, we may have to take them offline, of course. But if there is any, please share it with us now. We can continue to provide additional training as we go along for any and all of our clients that want to learn a little bit more about the platform or how to log in. We're seeing this future with you as I recently did the cybersecurity update for all of us as well. Clients of Absolute Wealth Advisors, we're seeing that there is going to be a future need whereby email communication is the least secure form of communication, and so this need to use applications such as transacting through Edge and approving things through Edge, as well as what we spoke about last time in terms of the My Prosperity platform and the app that will have the Absolute Wealth Advisors app as well. Brian Gorman's just got a question as well about to make a contribution to super via the platform. So I think, Andrew, you might show us where to get the BPay or contribution details. That might be helpful. So there's that two-step process of sending money to CFS, which I think Andrew will show us, Brian, but then also advising CFS in conjunction most likely with your advisor as to what the type of contribution is as well.
Yeah, I can give you a quick look on screen now around where you'd find the contribution details. So where we just were in the contribution summary screen, sorry, I logged myself out, so I'll just quickly log back in.
There's no multi-factor because it's a test site. Yeah. Normally, Andrew would also then have to put his text code from his phone.
Yeah, that's right. Lucky you're on the ball, Dean. So under the contributions tab, you have contribution options. So you can click on that. It actually logs me out because it's my test site, but for your benefit, that's where you would go. And once you open that screen up, it's going to show you the details relevant to your account.
Okay, we can help you with that if necessary as well, Brian. So that will give you the BPay or the EFT details to make the two types of contributions, concessional and non-concessional. And just to touch on one other thing, Andrew, that the only sort of, if we call it a downside that happened when we moved to CFS Edge, is we needed to tell our employers what our new superannuation contribution account details are. And so that was in that welcome letter, but that's an action for any client that is still employed. I know there's some retired clients as well, but we do have to go through that last step of the process of letting our employers know of our new superannuation account. If you don't do anything, it'll become obvious because the money will be sent to the old fund and it will reject through the super system anyway, and then someone from HR will be talking to you. But the better we can, being proactive is key. So that's in that welcome letter. But if you don't have that or you need that for any of your accounts, let us know as well. Excellent. There are a few advisors from Absolute Wealth Advisors on the call as well. I was wondering if Anthony, Ross, or Paul has any questions that clients might have asked. They may not even be able to unmute themselves. So
not me, Dean.
Okay, excellent. Thanks for coming along board and turning your camera on, Paul. So all of the advisors that are obviously around in Absolute Wealth Advisors to help with detailed questions in relation to the transition and making sure that we're getting the right outcome with a CFS Edge. We're obviously excited to bring the technology and bring your investment accounts up to, as Andrew said, the most leading technology in not only in Australia, it's actually globally. CFS has partnered with a company called FNZ, which is a global provider of this technology and investment custodian. And so therefore, we're actually able to see future changes because they'll be rolling things out in New Zealand, Australia, the UK, and the US predominantly, and CFS is able to take advantage of those changes really quickly. We're ultimately excited for the partnership, as Andrew mentioned, and your advisors have mentioned, the ability to move into managed accounts, which is a particular way in which clients can get exposure to investments, and we're calling our version of that Sage, which your advisor will talk to you more about. But this is the final piece of our puzzle in terms of moving to the new technology, is that we're therefore able to manage portfolios for all of our clients in a modern way that wasn't available in the old technology. And so that's our excitement. It doesn't need to be necessarily your excitement, but we're excited to have that technology and to be able to use that for our clients as well. Donna, I know that you've got a question, which I don't know if Andrew can answer, but it's about in the transfer, we lost some of the investment history. That's a question without notice, but is it coming? Do I get it from the old account? What do you think we should think about in relation to that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So post the transfer, we were allowing approximately a 4 to 5 week time period before we were able to bring the investment history across from the old platform. So probably not there for now, Donna, but you should see that come through within the coming weeks.
Okay, good answer. So Donna, if it doesn't happen, you now know Andrew, and you can stalk him and find out when that's happening. So that's something that the transition obviously had to have in a few different stages. The other thing about the investments that it may have not been obvious, but this was what the industry would call an in specie event. So there was no capital gains or transaction costs to move from the old account to the new account. So clients might have had an experience where they moved providers or moved accounts in the past, and that may have cost money in transaction costs or tax. This particular transfer, I would say that CFS got a private ruling or a ruling from the ATO that this was an in species transfer. So nothing was sold and therefore nothing was bought. So there was no transaction costs. There's no costs at all. And we've moved the assets across to CFS Edge. The final thing that I wanted to reiterate is that there's a difference in the way in which CFS may calculate the CFS Edge fees in the future. They have a product disclosure statement, of course, that has their fees in it. Some of our clients may have had a lower fee on the previous product, and so as a result of the move, CFS will honour that fee forever. Andrew, you've heard it here first, but they'll honour that fee forever. So they call that grandfathering. So the fee, if and I don't know everyone's individual situation, but if you're paying less under the old CFS products, now that you're in Edge, you'll continue to pay that fee on that account forever. If you open up a second account, I think I would say that that's on the new fees, but they will grandfather your existing one. So I think that's important to know, that there was no cost to make this move. And there's actually, for the vast majority of our clients that are with CFS already, they're actually getting the upgraded technology for the price that they were paying before. So it's a good deal, Andrew.
All better, Dean. The old pricing, all better.
Yes, correct. If the situation was reversed and CFS Edge was lower than your previous pricing, then you are paying the lower price as well. So thank you, Paul. So thank you, Donna, for being our most active chatter on the chat. That's really helpful to answer your questions, and most often that means that someone else has a similar question. So if you didn't get to ask a question, obviously you can chat to your advisor and make sure that they answer the questions as well. And we work very closely with CFS to answer those questions as needed. But thank you, Andrew, very much for coming along and spending some time with us this morning. And introducing Edge from a client perspective. Obviously, the advisors have known about it for a while, but we'll continue to provide our clients updates. This video will sit on our YouTube channel, and there's a few other videos as well that we will share with people in the future, in and around our partnership with CFS, and the Sage managed account portfolios that we've built. So we'll share some information about that as well. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's for you to chat to your advisor as well about in due course. So thanks very much, Andrew. Thanks for attending, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Dean. And I just wanted to actually point out, I saw an additional comment there from Donna around the customer service team and commending their service. So I just wanted to say, from a CFS perspective, appreciate that kind of feedback. Our service and support offering is one of the key components of our value proposition. So it's something that we want to certainly stay true to as we progress, even through the era of the new technology. So appreciate the sentiment there, Donna, and hope everyone has the same experience moving forward.
Awesome. Excellent. Thanks, Andrew, and thanks, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers.